Welcome to Peep This Out Reviews with Ian K.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty indeed. What's going on, everybody? It's Ian K, creator, producer, and host of Peep This Out Reviews. Welcome to the Friday night live stream, guys. This is Super Bowl weekend we are upon right now. An amazing situation just in that regard. It is the 5th of Friday, the 5th of February, I should say Friday. Thanks so much for being here right now. You guys are going to see people jump into the stream here in just a second. You guys may be noticing something scrolling above me here right now. I'm trying to test something out for people who may want to donate to the channel. You guys are going to see your name scrolling across there once that updates. We'll see what happens, but those are not actual donations, just so you guys know. But welcome to the show. I appreciate you guys jumping in here. But since we're on the topic of donations, should you guys wish to do that, take a look at the stream description information down below, or the first pinned comment if you're here on the replay, of course. Much appreciated as always. So guys, as you can see, we're already beginning to pack people in here. We got about 30 people close coming up here right now. Let's see who we've got in here. Let's give me actually, I'm already seeing, I guess, some thumbs up, so you guys can hear me okay and see me okay, right? Thumbs up if you can actually do that. That would be greatly appreciated. Let's see here. I was chatting away in the lobby for just a bit there. It looks like we have a lot of the day ones right here. We've got Annette Cervantes, Drew's Food Reviews, DCM Entertainment in the house, Dom's World, Carl Broussard, Michael Domayer. Appreciate you being here. Germ, I want to say, with a GH, that's in there as well. Alexander, thanks so much for jumping on. Nehemiah, we've got Wipeout Dog. We are officially started, so hopefully you are satisfied right now. You guys are officially immortalized in the stream as we go, which is awesome. Great to have you guys here. Chris R says chili cheese fries are the best. I would definitely agree with that. Absolutely. You guys are probably seeing the chili cheese fry review that went live today that I filmed a while back, shortly after the double chili cheeseburger. I had to save that one for today. I kind of wanted to space it out just a little bit. We'll talk more about content in just a little while here. Ed Keaton in effect as well. Ed, I just saw your comment right before I went live here right now regarding Lido, who is in the hospital right now. Obviously dealing with what we're all hearing about across the country here at the moment. So if you guys can give me some prayer hands here in the chat, please. Shout outs and a very, very warm well-wishing to your brother there. We want to make sure that everything is as good as it can possibly be. So shout outs to you, Ed, for sure. I appreciate that greatly. To everybody here, you're probably going to see that jump in here in just a second here. Whoa, super chat donation, Ed. You're jumping in there again early with that stuff there as well. You're going to see yourself popping up over here in just a second. I appreciate you doing that, of course. But guys, like I said, it's all a matter of just the community that we have here for sure. And again, Ed, there you go. Thank you so much for that. And it's dropping down below. It's going to update as we go there as well. But again, thank you so much for that. And again, you guys are seeing the love here popping into the chat as we speak here. Bonsai Tree. We got Lonely Lies right there as well. Or Yonilis, so hopefully I've said that correctly. I'm butchering names right now. But again, lots of prayer hands going out for Ed Keaton, of course, there. It has not been a good time for you there, obviously. So definitely shout outs to you for sure. Let's see who else we got in the chat here. We got my boy Drew. Drew's Food Reviews in the house. He's thinking that I'm going to be doing a drink tonight, and he would be wrong. But that's okay, because he's my brother from another. Very clairvoyant, has this uncanny knack of trying to kind of guess what I'm going to be doing, which is kind of crazy. So we'll have to see how this goes here. Of course, we're going to be doing a couple of reviews tonight. Something I've been holding off on doing. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but we're just going to do them. And this is going to be hopefully going to be what it is what it's going to be. If you're seeing this on the replay, you already know what it is. So I'm not going to spoil the surprise for the peeps who are watching this live right now, which you guys should be doing if you can. Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, more often than not, is when you'll find me here on my little section of the YouTube universe. Let's see here. Christian. Better still be staying frosty. You already know what it is. Absolutely. It's a little chilly here right now. A little bit more tolerable, but it's definitely better. Six Woods Taylor, man, great to see you. It's been a minute. Hope you're doing all right. I'm doing okay. Thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate that. Daniel Hill, I wish I had your work ethic. You really work hard on those videos and all. I absolutely do. I have a lot of fun putting a lot of energy into what I do there. I love the editing process, the creative process. I have a lot of fun putting out my content there. I wouldn't say it's almost like every other day, but roughly give or take, although this past week I've been a little under the weather, so I've been kind of spaced out my content just a little bit. But I'm feeling a little bit better for the last couple of days now. So we're back on schedule. We'll see how long my voice holds up here just a little bit. Chris R, I appreciate you. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Candace Cherry in the house as well. It is all, we got a lot of the familiar peeps in here as well too. It's great to see you on here. Thank you so much for being here. Emily, staying frosty in Colorado. Man, it must be crazy cold where you're at right now. I can appreciate that. I mean, obviously it's going to be a little bit colder for you than it is for me at the moment, but here in California, winter is like if we get an occasional rainstorm, it's just, it's like, flash flood alert, like it's winter storm season on the news. It's crazy. But thanks so much for being here right now. Watching WandaVision, Candace Cherry is doing. I watched that at midnight last night because I didn't want to have any of it ruined throughout the day today because I had a feeling it was going to be a big episode, and it was. I'm not going to spoil anything with you, but definitely stay, obviously watch the whole episode, but it's really very well done, that show. It finally feels like it's hitting its footing with me a little bit. It was a little strange at first, but, you got to give it a little time, let it marinate for a minute. Drew thinks it's going to be Valentine's Day cupcakes and ding dongs. We're so close to, we're actually a little bit more of a week or so plus out from Valentine's Day. So I'll probably not be doing anything that related to Valentine's Day tonight. Depends upon what you're going to think here when you see, but it should be pretty fun. Emily says she enjoyed the original Tommy Burger review. Thank you. Thank you so much. I had a blast doing that, especially the chili cheese fries, which I put out today. Those were ridiculous. I mean, like I said, a wholehearted, apology to you guys for waiting as long as I have to do that, considering it's so local to where I live. And I finally went, and it was a crazy, crazy, delicious experience. There'll be more reviews coming from them in the near future, of course. I kind of want to do a couple initially, and then we'll kind of space it as we go. But I've already gotten some requests for the breakfast burrito and a few other things, the hot dogs, obviously the chili dogs. So, we've got things to come back to for content. Tomorrow's video, the review that I'm be putting out tomorrow, should be something pretty fun for you guys. This is going to be, I like putting little montage things together once in a while. So this is going to be a little fun for you to see what will be out tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you're watching this replay actually on Saturday, it means that it's already Super Bowl Sunday, because this replay is going to go live on that time. And that's going to be actually at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. So you guys are going to find this review going live on Sunday, and then you'll have the main review from me coming out on Saturday, because I figured that may be a little bit more of an interest to you guys, I think. And then we'll save the Super Bowl stuff for, naturally that's going to be kind of a throwaway day, but I figured that would be a good time to put out the replay for you guys to relive the moments that we're going to experience tonight, and we're writing it as we go. That's the beautiful thing about this stuff here right now as well. And I just saw your comment there real quick there. I'm going to have to check on the back end. Let me see, just to see here. And rumor is I don't see anything just yet. But I have to check. I have to kind of log in to see some of these things. So I see you in the background there. We'll have to see what happens here. But thank you so much for being here, guys. It's an amazing time to be online with you guys here right now. I appreciate you guys being here. I look forward to doing these live streams with you all the time, whenever I am actually doing them, which is Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm excited to be here for you right before the Super Bowl weekend begins. So I'm very excited about that aspect alone. Let's see here. So let's see. Got to refresh the drink from E. Ricard. Who am I going to be rooting for? I'm not really going for any team this year. I mean, aside from, I love the Patriots. I know it's kind of like, everybody loves the Patriots mostly. I don't really have a favorite this time out. I'm just looking forward to having a really good experience and seeing who really gives it their all and who really just makes the game exciting. I mean, I don't want to see a blowout where it's kind of like boring after a while. I kind of want to see the one-upmanship, as we go. But naturally, it's all about the food and that type of thing. So, of course, we're going to be doing some goodies. Pizza and wings, most likely, from a local spot that we do here, which is Domenico's, which is one of my all-time favorite places. So the wifey and I will be chilling here for a while, watching that. Let's see here. DCM Entertainment. Tomorrow is my cousin's birthday party and celebrating 1 year of his life. Wow, congratulations. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Congratulations. God bless. That's great to hear. Nehemiah, if you want winter, come to Connecticut. No doubt. I remember being back in New York. I grew up in New York up until about 11 years old. I remember it very well with the blizzards and being snowed in. So believe me, it's not far removed from my brain. And I know my mom, who's watching here right now, Mama Peeps, thanks so much for jumping on. I love you. I already know that she remembers those times as well too, making those pancake breakfasts and the snow that was up to the door, and we couldn't really get out of our place until the snow plows came to clear out the pathways. It was no joke when I lived in Queens, New York when I was a kid. So I remember it very, very well. Annette watched the chili cheese fries vid. Awesome. I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, I had so much fun putting that one together. It was kind of a quickie, but I did it outside actually. And I may be actually doing that a little bit more as the weather's getting a little bit better. At the same time, kind of changing things up just a little bit here and there, because I really enjoy the experience of being able to breathe easier, to be honest, instead of being in my car with my windows cracked. I like the idea of being outside, and I'm in a very safe place when I'm doing it naturally. I have my creature haunts, or my old, haunts that I like to go to whenever I review stuff. So usually if it's not in the same place of where it is, it's somewhere safe. So we'll have to see with that there. So as we go forward, let's see who else. John Graves, thanks so much for jumping on. Dom says the chili cheese fries look delicious. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it was ridiculously delicious, ridiculously delicious. And Annette, I'm so glad you've accepted my apologies. I'm so glad. I got to tell you, I was so glad to get back to there to give that a go, which was a lot of fun. Taco Bell has a Build Your Cravings box. Yes, I know. I know that. That's obviously one of the only things they've got going right now. Apparently, they're not going to have too much this year. I think 5 or 6 different experiences from what I'm hearing from that. So they're probably going to space out. You may see, instead of like a monthly promo, it'll be like a bi-monthly promo with a couple of things, maybe like an extra thing thrown in between. They may be kind of spacing it. So we'll have to see how we do. Let's see. The Trips in the house. Thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, as always, jump on over to these channels that you hear me mentioning right now. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. The Trips up in Canada already know what's up. They've got some great stuff going on, as always. Drew's Food Reviews as well, too. Everybody in between that you're going to hear as we go here. Let's see here. Annette Cervantes, the Trips is saying hello to them as well. Actually, you're saying hello to the Trips. DCM likes my blue lights back behind me here. Reminds me to stay frosty. Absolutely. Remember when we had the total blue situation before the holidays, and then we went to that whole red and green thing, and then I figured, let me go back to the blue, and then I'll keep the, the green together. So it'll be kind of a duality in the back behind me here. 16 degrees in Detroit from Michael Domayer. Man, I feel for you, and I can completely relate. Like I was saying, Mike, you already know. The cold is real for you right now. So stay toasty. Stay toasty. Let's see. Drew says he's chilling. I'm chilling like a villain. Okay, yeah, I'm sure you're doing the same as well. Dante Reed, have you heard Super Nintendo World and Universal Studio? Yes, I'm very excited. They're building it here in Los Angeles as well. They've been building it, actually. So I'm excited to, once things get back to normal in another year or so, the way it feels, we'll get back to what's real for that there. So I appreciate all the shouts out to Mama Peeps. I see it's happening there right now. Very cool. Annette Cervantes, the $5 build your own box. That's a pretty good value. You guys already know when Taco Bell does those promos, it's already banging value to begin with there. So you already know what it is. And to the Trips, I'm caught up on the chat here right now. So shout outs to you, and no worries, no worries. I appreciate you guys. It's all about supporting that community there, and I love being able to jump on these streams. And if you guys have anything you wish to share on these streams in terms of your content, definitely share it here in the chat. I'm very much okay with that. Some people get kind of weird about that type of thing, about, is it okay to kind of do. If you guys are here and part of our community right now, and you guys are doing the right thing and you're interacting, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Come on now, it's all good. DCM, you should have an autobiography. Well, I need to lock a few more, successes in before we go here. We'll have to see. We're approaching 33,000 subscribers here, and hopefully in the not too distant future. I think we're coming up to 3,400-ish, give or take. I think I have to take a look and see what we have here. But we'll have to see. But I appreciate the good thoughts, and I appreciate you putting it out there into the universe right now. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Another couple of minutes, guys. We're going to get into the first review. Looks like a super chat donation. Robert H. jumping in there again. You guys are official sponsors of the channel. Ed Keaton, and we have Robert down there. You guys are going to be in the description down below. Official channel sponsors. I wish I can get that to update up above here, right here. I'm going to have to see what I can do to get that to go. In fact, before we get started, let me see if I can do that real quick here. All right, refresh browser. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it'll work. I have a feeling Marshall is still going to be up there. I'm not sure what that is, but there you go. Well, we'll have to figure that out. But congratulations to all of you guys for being here right now. I appreciate you. Like I always say, you have choices when it comes to content here on YouTube, and I'm very thankful that you've made my channel one of those choices to survey and come on by. And to all you people who are just hanging back in the cut who do not wish to interact here in the chat, I hope you guys are liking what you're seeing. Of course, again, great content I try and produce for you guys on the daily, I would say on the daily, weekly, at the same time. 2 or 3 pieces of content on top of live streaming typically. Have a look around. If you guys like what you see, if you haven't subscribed by now, shame on you, because you definitely should. What you're seeing here is a one-man show for everything created and designed and all that fun stuff as well. And we have an amazing community that I love to highlight here in the chat, and you guys are seeing them all active right over here. You guys already know. Armando, have I seen some of the Super Bowl commercials? Just one of them from Alexa. I saw just maybe half of it with the Michael B. Jordan one there. I'm trying not to, spoil anything at the same time. So I like to kind of be entertained, and as it comes out, naturally, that's what I'm looking forward to there. But hopefully, given the current state of affairs around the world, if not the country, we have something of, something fun to really kind of take in. I don't really know who's going to be advertising. I'm hearing a lot of people are not advertising who normally do. I think Budweiser pulled out this year. So we'll have to see what happens there. But again, shout outs to all of you guys who've donated to the channel, of course, already. Thank you so much, you guys. Again, will find yourselves down below, and that always goes right back into the channel to produce the content for you guys. I'm always working on stuff. I'm always building stuff. I'm always 2 or 3 things ahead on top. I have my ear to the ground in terms of what's going to be coming and that type of thing as well. So it should be a lot of fun as we go here. So you guys ready for the first of 2 food reviews tonight? This should be a lot of fun right now. If you guys are ready for that, let me see a thumbs up here in the chat. Bust it out over here. I always forget to tell you guys to keep your Emojipedia tab open on your browser so that way you have access to it. But definitely jump on over. Let me know if you guys are ready. Let's see that first thumbs up. Who's going to jump on with it? Michael Domeyer jumps in there. I just saw it jump up ahead. Candace is jumping in there as well. Haven't seen any yet. Armando is jumping up with the chicken bones. We've got the chicken leg. We got Annette with the thumbs up. We got the trips. Tony A. Guadalupe. Drew coming up all the way towards the bottom as we're going here. Trav. Hey, real quick before we get started on this review real quick, because Trav, I was waiting to see you pop in there. I just want you to know personally, my friend, I love you 3000 as well too, brother. Just so you guys know, and if you haven't already, Trav Tries just hit 3,000 subscribers right now. So if you guys don't know the reference to Iron Man from the Avengers with I Love You 3000, you should. And you should be jumping on over to Trav Tries and like, share, comment, and subscribe on the content, of course. You should already know that there. But a huge shout outs to Trav. If we can get like some confetti blast or party poppers here in the chat right now. I commented on that video for you there, Trav, and just so you know, you are not just a food reviewer. Nobody on the platform is just what they do on this platform. We're all individuals with a voice, and it was a very heartfelt message, a heartfelt video. I really enjoyed it, and it is all about that love and for the craft and loving what you do. That's what it's all about, my friends. So just so you know, just keep doing what you do. Keep doing the things that bring you the most happiness, that bring you the most joy, that bring you the most positivity, and never look back. Everything that you've done up till this point is a precursor to this moment. So from this moment forward, that's what it's going forward for you right there. And that's the best way to continue looking forward. Never look back. There's a reason for everything that happened for the way that they do. And believe me, you are on the right path doing what you're doing. And you're with a great group of people to do it as well in a very, very positive community. So shout outs to Trav Tries. I'm very happy to see you guys throwing that love here in the chat right now. You already know what it is. So with that said, I think it's time with everything that's gone on right now, because you know what? I was thinking about, like, naturally what food review I wanted to do tonight, because normally we always do chips. We always do some of those things. And occasionally we have the fast food items that are in there as well. I love seeing all the chats. It's updating right now. I'm seeing everything right now. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for that. Joel Nepper as well, jumping in there as well. Joel, thanks so much for jumping on. Armando, look at all that love coming out there right now. You already know what it is. Trav, you're part of a community that loves you as much as you love us, at the same time. So it's a tit for tat. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, that type of thing. And I can't wait to see what your thoughts are on that Build Your Box Taco Bell situation that you've recorded and not edited just yet. So very curious to see what's going to happen with that. So, you know what? I think it's time to get it started. Thank you so much for being here again, guys. Peep This Out reviews. In effect, we're about to jump into the first of 2 reviews, and I'm actually very excited to try this. And I mentioned this recently. My wife is actually curious about this as well. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, you know what? I'm definitely going to give this a shot. So without a doubt, let's get into it. Gluten-free Oreo action tonight as one of 2 reviews. We'll have to see what the other one is. But guys, there's 2 different variations of this actually. We've got a double stuff variant, which I had to do because, guys, come on. I mean, it's Oreos. If you have the option in double stuff, there you go. We're going to do the double stuff gluten-free. They also have these as standard Oreos as well. So very curious to see what this is all about. And obviously, with me being, you know, somewhat kind of a balanced type of guy when it comes to doing reviews, I always balance my diet, balance my lifestyle with what I eat. And naturally, because you got to be careful doing this type of thing, naturally, the frequency of it, this seems very interesting to me. And just so you guys know, gluten-free Oreos, what this really means is that instead of the unbleached enriched flour that you typically find in Oreos, which gives it that really delicious taste naturally because of everything else they put into it, this is actually rice flour, believe it or not. So I think it's just that. I think it's just white rice flour is what they call it, and tapioca starch. So I guess they're trying to go for more of a vegan option with this, but a little bit more of a premium. This was $3.99 for this here, so I'm not exactly sure if that's worth it just yet, but considering how many are in here, 14 servings, 2 cookies, so we got 28 cookies here, so it's 2 less than normal for the regular limited editions. They typically go 30 with this, but as you can see, gluten-free, very excited to give this a shot. 2 cookies, 140 calories. I don't know about this right now. If you guys are down with gluten-free Oreos, just like when you first heard about this, give me a thumbs up if you thought that was good. Give me a thumbs down if you thought it was like, are you serious? I mean, it's an Oreo. You got to have it legit. You got to have it real. Give me a thumbs up if you think gluten-free is a good idea. Give me a thumbs down if you think it is not, because it's all about being interactive here on the chat. You already know what it is. You know what to expect here on my channel. But let's see. Always using real cocoa as well. Let's see here. DCM says it's fine. Yonelsa says thumbs down as well from that. Ben Nguyen has thumbs up as well. Okay, we got Drew saying thumbs down. I'm very curious about these right now. I've actually been wanting to check out the review from comedian Chris Clark, who's actually C Snacks on YouTube. He's a cool dude. So I'm very excited to see what he had to say. Obviously, it's going to be more of a hyper review because he puts out some really fun content. But gluten-free, so far I'm seeing a lot more thumbs down. Larry Nguyen says, true, all vegans is close to good for good. Okay, never tried them yet. From Revenue Lane. All right. Found the chocolate hazelnut Oreos and Java chips at Kroger last week. I've actually had those here, Mike. Believe me, I almost picked those up when I saw those too. But this actually just was jumping out at me. And my wife was like, you know what? Let's just try it. So let's give this a go. Enough chit chat. I'm going to give you guys the first look. And hopefully I don't destroy the bag like I did last time with the other style. But so far, so good. They look like they're legit Oreos and double stuff. Yeah, these are big. These are big. All right, so try and give you that look in there as well. Let that focus in. All right, so on the surface, doesn't look like anything different than a regular Oreo, right? I mean, you wouldn't know this is the unbleached enriched flour compared to the white rice flour at the same time, but you know, it is what it is. But of course, being this a standard Oreo, let me... Oh, it's a little bit more softer in terms of the cookie already here. So let me just try this little cream by itself. I always got to do that first. Standard Oreo cream, double version of it. And man, it is crazy sweet. Okay. Let me put this back on because this is already breaking already. It seems like it's a little bit more fragile compared to the regular Oreo. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe just a little bit thinner. Maybe just a little bit thinner. But let's give this a go. It's a double stuffed Oreo, gluten-free. Here we go. Peep this out reviews. Let's peep this out. I feel like Freddy Foodie King before he starts a review off where he's just staring at the camera. I'm like, I can't tell the difference. That's actually really good. Oh, wait. Right when I laughed, and I got a little bit of the, oh, wait. The end flavor, the entrails of the Oreo, so to speak. Very slight, very slight. There's something a little different about it, just a little. Initially up front, you're not going to get that at all. Seems legit, but let's go for that badunk. We got to do it right. Come on, it's Oreo. Let's give this a shot. I notice it more with the milk, actually. It's a little less chocolatey to me. It could be my head playing with me right now, but let me try this again. Let's just kill this one real quick over here. I mean, it's virtually the same thing, but the very end of it, if you guys have had these before, drop a comment right over here. Let me know if this is actually slightly different to you. I mean, it's banging with milk. I mean, obviously it is, it's an Oreo, but there's something definitely different about that. Just a little, it's at the very end though. As you're eating this, when you bite into it, you're not gonna get anything except like that classic Oreo flavor. The cocoa is kind of pronounced. The crunch is nice. The consistency doesn't feel like it's anything different. But the very end, as I'm still tasting it right now, it's a little, there's something a little off about it. There's something a little off about it, just a little bit. I like it. I mean, I'm definitely going to eat these. I think the wife is going to like these as well. But the fact that it's double stuffed is a banging bonus too. I mean, guys, it's just more cream on the inside. So give you another look there. I mean, like I said, on the surface, it's a doppelganger. It doesn't look like it's anything different than a regular Oreo. I mean, it really is legit. I mean, the way that it works. I mean, the way that it's made, you know, the way that it's put together, the ingredients. There's something different at the very end as I'm kind of like more tasting around what's going on right now, as about a minute or two has probably gone by. But it's good. I mean, I like it. And I like the fact of knowing, if you guys are sensitive to gluten, obviously, this is a great alternative for you because it's the classic Oreo flavor. Very little difference on this one here. Deep fry that puppy from Larry Nguyen, he says right over there. Neon says he's going to pass on it. You know what? If you have the option, I'd recommend it. I got to be honest. Hashtag unsponsored. Honestly, this really, it's not bad. It's really not bad. I'm actually glad that I got that version because obviously visually I wanted the double stuff, you know, to show you guys up close, just to kind of give you that, you know, what I like to do on my channel with these things here, because I think that would be a fun version to see, because the more cream, the better when it comes to Oreo, right? But quality wise, I like that. I like that. It's actually not too bad, but at the very end, it took a minute for me to kind of kick in to really kind of feel that. But at the same time, quality is not bad on this. So easy recommendation. Like I said, for those of you who are sensitive to gluten or who are watching it or who want to incorporate something like that in your diet, that type of thing, this is not a bad alternative, even after one, you know, for what it is. So overall scale of 1 to 10, I'm just going to do a solid 8 on this one here, because I mean, it's not the best Oreo. I mean, it's essentially the same type of Oreo. It's just different at the same time. But like I said, I can't go much higher than that. But I think a 10 for the effort, because it's great to have the option at the same time. Joel Nepper jumping in there again. May the gluten be with you. I appreciate the super chat donation, Joel. Thank you so much right there. And you're going to see yourself jumping in just a second. But again, show sponsors, you guys, are the 3 of you guys so far will be down below. 4 of you guys actually off camera, 1 person actually as well. But thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, may the gluten be with you as well too there. The non-gluten be with you. Like I said, for you sensitive types, this is something I think you guys will like as a sweet treat. And here comes the donation acknowledgement here from Joel. I think appreciate that. Thank you so much as always. But good deal, guys, good deal. Pretty surprising on that. It really lights up with milk, and obviously Oreos do. You already know what it is. So easy recommendation, like I said, tasty on that. So excited to have the wifey try that. Actually, I think she's gonna give those. I think she's gonna like those as well. So again, Joel, thank you for the super chat donation. To all of you guys here in the chat, I appreciate you greatly. Thank you. Let's see here. DCM, 80 out of 100. Close. Yes, I guess we'll go for that. Oreos are pretty solid, unless they're crazy. You know, we'll have to see. I just saw your message. No worries. I know it's a little bit of an issue with Streamlabs for things, but things are coming through. There we go. Ricard jumping up above. It looks like it is strictly just from Streamlabs OBS that actually channels that. I thought that would actually connect with YouTube. That's what I was reading about. But again, shout outs to Ricard, super chat donation jumping in from Streamlabs OBS. I appreciate you greatly. You already know. Let's see here. Bird Boy, pineapple nachos. What is that all about? Drew says he's got a coupon for a free bag of Oreos. I might try it. Drew, I recommend you do, man. Seriously, I think these are really tasty. And like I said, it's just at the very end, there's something just a little off with it. But then as it's kind of like washing away now, I like it. I like knowing that there's actually, white rice flour in that, as well as instead of just the usual unbleached, enriched stuff, which obviously is not the stuff you want to have more often than not, right? So, good times. Let's see. Tops. I saw something from Tops here in the chat. Hang on one second. So I saw the original Tops, I think it was. Let me see here. Okay, who has the best chili, the Hat or Tommy's? Oh, wow. No, those are fighting words right there, Annette. You know what? I got to admit, it was very similar to the Hat, believe it or not. And I think I mentioned that in the video when I shot that last week. I think it was, I think I mentioned that it was kind of similar to the Hat. But it actually is very, very close to that. But maybe a little bit more of the beefiness to it. It had such a robust, beefy flavor. Paul Martinez, there we go. Try the original Tops in Pasadena. Take a look at my review of the breakfast burrito from them. Actually, Lucky Boys is what I did from the breakfast burrito. But the original Tops, you're absolutely right. If it's the one on Walnut, I've been to that one a bunch of times, actually. That actually is a pretty good spot there. Their breakfast burrito is pretty banging, by the way, too. I may have to do something there locally, for sure. Let's see. Chat is updating as we go. There we go, E-Ricard. It went through. Goodness, you see your name up above, along with 2 Marshalls and an E-Liz for what that is. I have to see about trying to get that to combine so that way it's everything together. So we'll have to see there. But no Marshall and no E-Liz, but Elizabeth Ricard is definitely in effect for you right there. Let's see, am I going to try the breakfast sandwich from Tommy's? I'm actually looking forward to doing some other Tommy's stuff in the future, and you will see a playlist developed. I usually like to have at least 3 of the same video or from the same location to make a playlist. So there's only 2 right now for Tommy's. So once we get the 3rd one, we'll create the playlist and then it'll all be lumped together. Right now I have it in my LA Week local reviews on the channel, which is something that I think a lot of you guys are going to want to see a little bit more of as time goes by, doing a little more of the local spots as well. Jeremy Jenkins, what it do? Thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you being here. Great to see you. Let's see, DCM. Have I had Auntie Anne's? Of course, a lot of people have, for sure. I would think so. And not lately, I got to be honest for you, DCM. It's actually been, obviously, I haven't been at malls or anything. None of us really have. But it's been a minute since I've had Auntie Anne's or Wetzel's Pretzels or any of those, for sure. Annette, Ruffles came out with 2 new chips, Flamin' Hot Barbecue, I believe, and Spicy Cheddar. Very cool. Oh, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if we can jump in and see, maybe do some of those and get back to some decent chips. It's been a little kind of boo-boo-ness, you know, in terms of the last couple of times, and that you already know. Kyle, if you want to see Cheaters with Peter Pankey, okay, it'll be on Sundays, Sunday the 7th at 2 a.m. on KDOC TV. Oh, cool. I'd be curious to see the new version of Cheaters Cam, one of my all-time favorite formats of my nighttime filming as well. So you'll see a couple of those coming up in the not-too-distant future, actually. So very excited for to continue that format, of course. Always fun to do. But very cool. I appreciate that tip, Kyle. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, we got 55 peeps in the house here right now. I appreciate you jumping on. Thank you so much for being here right now. Super Bowl weekend on the eve. This is Super Bowl Sunday Eve, technically, because we're 2 days removed. So we'll have to see. Let's see here. Will I try the cheese tamale at Tommy's? Larry, believe me, I'm taking a little mental note of a lot of the things that people are telling me to check out there. So we've already got the breakfast burrito, and obviously the tamale might be something in the near future. The chili dog, obviously, that may be something that we'll have to see. We'll have to, like I said, we're going to begin to build out that playlist. And again, please accept my whole humble apologies for actually not going there sooner. I'm glad to do that. I know Annette's already accepted my apology, but I keep saying it to you guys. John Churn, thanks so much for jumping on ABC Interview and Career Prep. Have you had Noodle 101 in San Gabriel? Where is that actually? Because if there's one, if it's a spot on Huntington Drive in Arcadia, I don't know if it's considered San Gabriel Valley, maybe. Right by, I think it's going to be by, I think it's Olive Garden right across the street. If it's that noodle place there, there is actually, I did go, the wifey, we were looking on Yelp to actually go for something for noodles, and that was a spot that jumps out in my head right now, and we did actually get something from there, which was good. If that's the spot, let me know, or more specifically, if you want to drop it, Sean, here in the chat, definitely do that, just to confirm it at the same time. So let's see here. Who are you taking in the Super Bowl from Jeremy? You know what, like we were saying earlier, I don't really have a favorite, to be honest. I'm always a fan of the Patriots, so naturally people think I'm going to go with, you know, obviously Tom Brady. But, you know, we'll have to see. I just want to be entertained. I just want to zone out. I want to eat a bunch of pizza, have a bunch of wings, have some antipasto salad, and just put on the screen and just kind of just zone out and not even think about it at all, to be honest. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. DCM, do I like Dairy Queen's Blizzards? Just curious. You know, actually, I'm not really a super fan of ice cream like that. Once in a blue moon, it doesn't exactly agree with me too well. Even though I've done McFlurries in the past, which, by the way, you guys probably know this already, by the 15th, I believe it is. I believe the Shamrock Shake is coming back to Mickey D's, as well as the Oreo McFlurry, Shamrock Oreo McFlurry as well. Those were really, really tasty. So, of course, you're going to see those put back out. I'll put that in the community tab for my channel because of my other scheduling that I have for other content coming here. Some fun stuff coming your way. We'll have to just put those out just to kind of, because I've done them already there. I try not to re-review a lot of the same things that have already come out, strictly because I don't want to I don't think I can improve upon what I've already done unless I feel like I really want to do something else. That's when I'll do that. But normally you'll see them in the community tab here on the channel. So look out for that closer to that time. I just want to see Brady lose, you know, just warm and fuzzy things. No worries, E. I know he's been there a million times. It's kind of old hat at this point. And Drew is rooting for the commercials. I'm down with that. Yes, KJ, Patriots are not in the Super Bowl, so I guess you mean Tampa Bay. Well, you know, whatever it's going to happen, we'll have to see. I'm a fan of who he is naturally because he's just a decorated football player and definitely really an awesome quarterback. But we'll have to see here. Oh, San Gabriel Boulevard. Okay, cool. Oh, on Valley Boulevard. 1408 East Valley. Cool, John. Very cool. All right. Yeah, it definitely wasn't that spot for sure. On Valley, I mean, we're at regular. If it's Noodle World, I mean, definitely been there. I don't know if it's Noodle 101, but if it's Noodle World, naturally on Valley, we've been to that one closer towards, I want to say Atlantic, right where Popeye's Chicken is right there. Let's see. Does that mean the Shamrock? Yes, it's got some mintiness to it there, but not like hardcore mint, not like toothpaste mint, because that's the first thing I think of, believe it or not. It's just a very nice flavor. I mean, overall, the combination works really well, but the McFlurry variant is banging. I mean, it is really, really good. Of course, it's got Oreos in it, so you already know. Larry, is it true that all the soup plantations are closed? Yep, they went with the way of the dodo when everything happened last year. Very quickly, too, I might add, which is kind of scary to think about, considering how successful that place always was every month. They were always packed, at least by me over here, always packed. So I was surprised to see that and hear that at the same time. Least favorite ice cream flavor? I would actually probably say mint ice cream, believe it or not, because it's a little bit different. I've had mint ice cream in the past. Oh, Noodle 101 Express. Yes, I have heard of that place exactly. Yes, I have. I have not been there. Have not been there, John. But I know what you're talking about there for sure. That name I remember. The Noodle 101, I was like, what is Noodle 101? But Noodle 101 Express, that hits off the light bulb. So yes, haven't been there. But I would have to say mint. I would have to say mint ice cream. Hasn't really been not a favorite of mine. Yet I like the McFlurry stuff that has the Shamrock stuff in it. Go figure. I mean, it's kind of strange like that. I don't know. Chiefs are going to win again, which can be the second win for Mahomes. We'll have to see. We'll have to see, Armando. I'm excited either way. I think it's going to be a good time. Super Bowl Sunday, I mean, if anything, we'll be able to zone out and forget about things for a while, right? I mean, that's the goal. Drifter Nomad, thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate seeing you. Thanks so much for being here as always. Favorite Mexican food? Probably going to be a burrito of some type. I mean, I like tacos. We have a place called Guisados, actually, which is a popular spot in LA that opened up in Pasadena on Arroyo Parkway in Pasadena. And the wifey and I went there on New Year's Day. We actually loaded up on their little sampler platter, and I think I put some things on my story, I believe it was. I think either on my story or I take a look and see what I did there. But it was actually just basically a plate of like a sampler plate of like, 6 or the little mini tacos that they put on there with all the various meats and stuff like that. We actually had that for a lunch, like an early lunch, and then we went back home and watched the whole season of Cobra Kai season 3 in one day on New Year's Day. That's all I did for the whole day. I mean, and it was an amazing experience. I just chunked the whole thing out. It was so awesome to binge it out. So good times, definitely good times for that. Let's see here. Joel, did you hear the media that some McDonald's actually has cake for sale for birthday parties? Whoa, I did not know that. Not on the menu. I had no idea. That's crazy. That's crazy. That would be kind of cool, though. I can imagine. I mean, I love the pies from Mickey D's, which incidentally, if you guys are fans of the app, yesterday was a 20-cent apple pie, I think I saw. So I did a couple of things yesterday, and I drove through and I got like I typically like to get like a large lemonade, a light lemonade from Mickey D's. And, you know, for any dollar purchase, you can get a free cookie or pie. So I actually got an apple pie to get, but I saw that in the app and I was just like, that's awesome. I mean, 20 cents just to get it, no purchase necessary. I'm like, that's cool. But since I was getting a drink, that was kind of a no-brainer just to add it. But Joel, I have not seen that. That's awesome, though. That's awesome. Birthday cake on the menu unofficially for birthday parties. That'd be something to inquire about. Absolutely. I'd be curious about the quality of that. But again, I'm expecting it to be pretty tasty because it's them. James Morrison, greatest pizza you've ever had. Love your work. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat donation. You're going to see yourself jumping up over here and down below in just a second. Greatest pizza I've ever had is probably going to be Ray's Pizza in New York. And I wouldn't be able to show that to you on the channel because I had it when I was a kid. And I've absolutely loved it. Their Sicilian pizza, New York pizza, for those of you guys who don't know, is literally just like in a class all by itself, and it's the water is the reason for that. The water recipe, or what they use for, you know, what they make back east there, is so different compared to the pizza that you can get around the country. And even here, which is very close to New York style, we have some places that are good. There's James jumping in over here as well. We have some great places for it, believe me. But definitely Ray's Pizza. But of course, we do have a place over here. We have San Biagio, which is a great spot in California. There's one in the Upland area, one down on Mountain, I believe, Mountain Avenue off of the 10 freeway here in Los Angeles, or I guess further to Montclair Upland area. That's New York style pizza where they actually have water shipped from New York to make it. It's that hardcore. The water recipe is real. So a really delicious pizza too, by the way. It makes the difference. But that's an easy one for me there, James. I remember when I was a kid, my grandfather took me to Ray's Pizza, and I love those memories. I just love the memories of sitting there having a slice of cheese pizza on cookie paper, they used to put it, the oils that would drip off of it. And my grandfather, who we affectionately called Popsy, we definitely, you know, I miss him dearly. I mean, I think about him, you know, pretty much all the time. I think about a lot of my family all the time. But I just remember those good times from when I was a kid. He actually took me to have chicken McNuggets for the very first time back in the early 80s, if you can imagine that, when they launched them, the real thing, when they were in styrofoam containers. It was crazy, just good times. But anyway, side note, that is definitely the best pizza for sure. Let's see. Ricard, Ian's Muckbell channel name. Binge this out. Make it happen. You know, we'll have to see. I've been watching a lot of Randy Santel lately. Randy is really a class act, world-class competitive eater who I actually met at CraveCon back in 2016. Had a great time chatting with him and just sitting with him at the table and everything. And that guy can put away food like nobody's business. And he's definitely doing his deal right now. I think he's doing a Florida tour. I just watched this whole pizza binge type of thing that they did. Him and Katina Kilos, I think her name is. It's his girlfriend that they're both competitive eaters. And it's really great. But I'd have to consider doing a mukbang type of situation. But binge this out is an easy one, E. So, you know, if anything, that would be something to consider. That's awesome. DCM, favorite 2006 film? 2006, wow. I don't even know what came out in 2006 offhand that I can jump out with there, DCM, but I appreciate that question. I wish I could answer that for you. Joel says chocolate cake is on the website and their website admits it. Cool, man. Picture Ronald on the top of a cake. I could actually, Joel. That's crazy. That's craziness right there. Wow. We'll have to see about that. That's crazy. I don't even know if any of them do local over here. Armando, favorite 2007 film. I want to say, is that Terminator Salvation? When did that movie come out? Because as bad as people say that movie was, I liked it. I like Terminator Salvation personally. I think it was around that time. So hopefully it's ballpark in that range. So, all right, guys, it is almost a quarter till real quick. Believe it or not, it's just crazy how time is flying here right now. You guys ready for the second and final food review of the night right now? Give me a thumbs up here in the chat if you guys are ready for it. And we'll jump on over to the second review here. Zach and Dad, thanks so much for jumping on. Appreciate you being here right now. We got a lot of peeps in the house here right now. 56 plus peeps going and strongly very now, guys. It's awesome. All right, Terminator Salvation was 2009. Okay, 2 years off. It is what it is. I have seen Parasite. Ginger Fit. Yes, great movie. Definitely great movie. All right, we got thumbs up jumping in here right now. Very cool. Very cool. There you go. Chris, this guy works hard to give you something to watch. I'm having fun over here. This is a great time with all of you guys. You guys are really interactive in the chat. I love it. You already know what it is. Lots of fun here. We got lots of thumbs up here. There we go. We got the Trips. We got Ginger Fit Dad. We've got Drifter Nomad, Drew, Scott, Tony, Annette. We got Ben Nguyen, Paul Martinez, Michael Domayer. Appreciate you guys all hanging with me right now as we're rounding this one out here right now. And again, GingerFit, thank you so much for reminding you. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are definitely on a mission to continue the movement forward. And I love the grassroots effort that everybody puts through with the channel. You guys feel free to share the content whenever you can, whenever you'd like. I appreciate that. Chris, I already love your vids. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Chris C, longtime fan. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Shout outs to you, and I hope I can send as much positive energy out to every single one of you guys watching from around the world right now, around the country, wherever you're maybe watching. And as I'm about to debut what we're going to review here right now, if you guys want to drop where you're watching this from, that would be amazing right now. Mr. Jimmy, mi familia. Thanks so much for jumping on. I know you've had your hands full with the new family edition. Great to see you on here, Jimmy. Thank you so much for being here right now. That is mi familia right there. Mr. Royalty himself, Mr. Jimmy. I miss you, man. I miss you. We got to make a donut run. We got to do the whole thing. The donut man, it's coming. We got to do that again for sure. But shout outs to Mr. Jimmy. Huge homie hug to mi familia right there. I love that guy. He's a cool dude. On YouTube in Boise, Idaho from Chris. Nice. Cold Detroit, Michael Domayer. You already know what it is. You are not late, Mr. Critical Eats Japan. You're about to jump into the second food review we're going to do right now. The first one has already passed, but if you're watching this on the replay, you already know what it is. But thank you for being here. Paul, jumping out with some amazing content as well. Take a look at a lot of really tasty looking burgers lately. You got to see what's going on over at Paul. I'm telling you, Critical Eats Japan knows what's up. Always a lovely situation at that channel. Jackie Hero Food Reviews jumping in as well. Thanks so much for jumping in here. Great to see you guys on here. I know you guys are streaming and doing your things too, and I appreciate you jumping on. Thank you so much for being here right now. So without further ado, as you guys are telling me where you're hailing from, obviously Critical Eats Japan has given it away exactly where he is, because he really is overseas in Japan. We've got a lot of you guys who are around the US right now, very few from outside of the country, a few here and there. We've got a bus in San Francisco from Yanela. I appreciate that. Thank you. I hope you got your headphones in there, at least there. But thanks so much for jumping on here right now. Who will be the next? Who will be the next Ian K? Well, there is only one of me. And there's one of each and every one of you guys. That's what makes you all so special. That's what that is. You already know what it is. All right, so we're going to jump into this right now. I'm going to try and look at some of the chat as we go. But guys, this is something I've really kind of held off on. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this. And because I really want to satisfy the expectation of some of you, because you've asked this already in the past, and my wife looked at me and kind of rolled her eyes just a little bit when she saw this. But she figured it would be kind of fun for you guys to check this out. And I knew it would anyway. Bam! Let's get into some Lady Gaga Oreos real fast, guys. I love the packaging. The Chromatica album obviously is a bomb situation. There's going to be a lot of paper fans out there for Lady Gaga that are just jumping on this because it's Lady Gaga inspired cookie. But this is something that I definitely wanted to try at some point. I was just kind of like on the fence with how I wanted to do it. And naturally, I had a feeling it was going to be on live stream, because naturally I love doing Oreo reviews. I think these types of products are perfect for the live format. We can experience them directly. They're very simplistic for what they are. The only difference is primarily a design for the cookie, as well as maybe some type of cream. I mean, that's usually the main thing with Oreos anyway. But Lady Gaga is definitely a banging artist, so to speak. I mean, I love the original, album from her, and actually from the very first one that she came out with there. Bad Romance, all, the Paparazzi, all the classic stuff. I have a lot of family members that love her music, a lot of the early stuff. Not so much the new stuff for me. Chromatica is just okay, but I love the tie-in, for what this is naturally. And of course, we've got the colors, we've got the real interesting looking cookie, and I love the whole rip, across here, which looks kind of nice. It just looks really slick. So naturally, on the very back of this here, you get to freeze this, scan to experience to unlock a fun experience, which is kind of cool. So this would be kind of interesting to see. I believe what this is, actually you can kind of see the Chromatica writing and everything too on the side there, which is kind of cool. I believe what this is a bunch of different patterns and designs inspired by the album, and then naturally you have a green dye colored cookie cream, essentially is what it is. And you know what? To the Trips and Jackie Hero Food Reviews, you guys can probably tell, actually I see Jackie already. Lady Gaga Oreo is not selling, it has something to do with the food coloring. I was just going to ask you, yes, apparently, and this is actually true. My uncle, who actually, so he stays in France sometimes, but he's here in the States because of what's going on. Anything overseas, they don't allow high fructose corn syrup, anything artificial, anything that's like colored, that type of thing. It's all natural type of situations for those certain countries that actually practice with the laws. So with Canada, I was just going to ask you, I believe these are not available up there, but here in the US, of course, they don't care. You know, it's a hedonistic society. We'll just give you all the worst things you can, and we'll just leave it up to you to make the educated decision if you want to put that into your body or not. But of course, everything in moderation. Just so you guys know, let me see here. I believe this is color blue number 1, lake, red 40, lake, and yeah, so it's blue and red, I guess, is the color that gives you that greenish hue, I guess, that we're going to see here right now. So let's get into this and give this a shot, see if this is going to be a different flavor. My guess is it's not going to be, because it's going to be just what it is. Let me find this little lip here to peel this back. And of course, there we go. All right, you guys ready for the big reveal? Ricard, my uncle stays in France sometimes, okay? He's from there, so he goes back and forth to Florida and to there, so he's been that way his whole life. God bless him. My Uncle Alan, if you're watching this right now, I love you. Here we go. Let's open this up and give this a try. This package is already looking boo-boo already. Hang on. There we go. Let me get this ready. Here we go. Chromatica. I should have some album music playing here in the background, but I don't want to be copyright. But as you guys can see, there you go. The official Lady Gaga Oreo. And they look nasty. I got to be honest. They look nasty. So, and they smell like Oreo, as you'd expect them to. So let me check this out real quick here. In terms of just the shapes, I guess the stuff, or the patterns, I should say. I want to take out a couple of these here. I just want to see exactly how many they have. Okay, I'm going to show you a few of these as we go. So naturally, we have the standard Oreo on the outside. This one actually is Chromatica right there. Try and get this to focus. There you go. So we got Chromatica. And I'm not going to show you the Oreo again there since you've already just seen that there. But we have the heart. These are all inspired by the album. And this looks like Lady Gaga. You guys can put that together. You see her shoes on the bottom right there. That's supposedly supposed to be her right there. Very interesting. Chromatica. Let's see what else we have here. We have another Chromatica. I think that's just those main ones. I think I read that it was like 3 to 5. I could be wrong, but I think it's just those 3, because now I'm just seeing the repeat as well. So yeah, so it's repeated. So okay. So if you guys want to see me eat the heart, let's put a heart in the chat. If you want to see me eat Lady Gaga, don't get it twisted. Put a girl's face in the chat. If you want to see just the Chromatica by itself, just give me a thumbs up. So we've got a heart, a girl's face, or a thumbs up. So we'll know which one to go with here. So interesting in terms of what this is. They actually look and they smell just like regular Oreos. They really do. So we've got Lady Gaga. We've got a heart. We've got 2 hearts. We've got 3 hearts. We'll let this go for another like 20 seconds and we'll see what happens over here. We've got a heart. Thumbs up so far. We got hearts. It looks like it's going to be heart. All right. Very cool. Incredible Hulk green. So we're going to do the heart. So let me put Chromatica back into the little shell here. And there's the heart. And there is Lady Gaga going back into the package. So again, I really like the packaging. I think the marketing is slick with this, guys. I really like this a lot. Just because I think it looks really slick. And honestly, for me, if you guys haven't seen my review of the Game of Thrones Oreos, actually, I really like those. And those were just pretty much just patterned versions as well, too, there. And you know what? I probably should have mentioned this in the very beginning. If you guys are looking for the timestamps for all of this stuff, you're going to find that down below as well. Naturally, it's just 2 reviews. I may throw a couple of things in there just to kind of space it out for you guys. But you guys do have the timestamps available for these hour-long streams for certain information that I think you guys would want to go to quickly as well. So let's jump into it and show you one more time. And we'll do the Oreo, Chromatica, Lady Gaga edition. Not available in Canada or France or anywhere, I guess, except the US just at this time right now. But it looks really cool. That looks really, really cool. So now you guys want to see the cream. And this actually looks like a double stuff situation. There's 2 discs of cream on this, actually. If you guys can kind of see this here. Let me put this down. So you guys can see that separator line. You see that right there? You can see it. They have 2 of them together, which is kind of crazy. I don't know why you'd need to have, you know, I figure just a straight standard version. I guess maybe that's how it's designed. But it is green, and it is the it is the blue and the red, I guess, together here. But let's just try the cream really quick. Yeah, this is just gonna go right through me, I'm sure. But you know what? Everything in moderation. Here we go. That doesn't taste like Oreo cream. That's more like heavy cake frosting, actually. I mean, it probably is the standard Oreo cream, but it's cake frosting. I don't know about that. All right. Here we go. Love Lady Gaga. Love what she stands for. I love the message. I love everything about what she does. I think she's a very, very entertaining performer. But let's just see how this works, guys. The Lady Gaga Oreos. Here we go. Wow. Wow. I hate to say this right now. I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say this. This is trash. This is trash. I'm sorry. This is trash. I need to go for a dunk. No. No. Oh, God. I don't like these at all. I'm not even going to finish this. I don't like that. Very heavy. I don't want to say it's like old cake frosting. That is trash. I'm sorry. Wow. I am kind of shocked right now. You guys know I'm legit when I do my stuff. I'm not trying to be overly edgy, over the top, but there's no need for that. I mean, it's just, we're just giving our opinion of food, that type of thing. It doesn't have to be so crazy. I'm not going to go, you know, get on Twitter. I'm not going to say, oh my God, I'm going to flame Lady Gaga. This is a garbage product. It's not good. This is not good. I'm sorry. Lady Gaga Oreos right now. This is, oh, it's got an aftertaste that is not, it's not Oreo. It's not the golden Oreo. It's not the cocoa Oreo. Wow. That does not taste like an Oreo, as I'm losing my voice there real quick. That does not taste like an Oreo. It really doesn't. I don't want to say it's like a hydroxy or a hydrox, or, you know, like the off-brand of Oreo, where it's not quite what it's supposed to be. And I don't want to assume that the coloring on this is what's changing the dynamic of the flavor profile. But honestly, I can't say it any much more forceful than that. I wouldn't go as far as to say this is as bad as the ultimate cheesesteak that I did, the extra long ultimate cheesesteak from Sonic, which was a major piece of trash, and I had to dump that at the very end. And I felt, you know, I thought about, should I film myself doing this? And I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to, because it is so bad. There was no meat in that, by the way, and it was very old. What I did have, it was a horrible experience. I almost want to return these. I got to be honest, guys. I'm not going to, but this is boo-boo right now. I'm sorry. If anyone is watching this who's a fan of this, keep in mind, it's just my opinion. It is what it is. But that flavor of the frosting is just trash. I'm sorry. The overall flavor of this, it's, I don't know if it's supposed to be like a strawberry type of cookie or what. It's not the vanilla golden cookie. It's none of the wafer. It's not the chocolate. It's in between. But the flavor of the frosting, like I said, it's an old tasting birthday cake type of frosting where it's very over the top sweet. And it's just, oof, yeah, there's no way. I would, just knowing the way that the feeling is with this right now, flavor wise, and knowing that it's heavily colored like this, Yeah, that's literally like 3/4 of one eaten, and I'm not gonna eat the rest of this pack. So this was kind of a waste to get. So no bueno on this. I'm gonna have the wifey. I'll explain it to her. She's not hearing it in the other room right now. If she's watching this on her phone, there's no way that I would get this. I'm sorry. So if you see this on special, better yet, don't buy a full pack. Do me a favor, don't buy a full pack. Check this out like in a liquor store or 7-Eleven. If they have like a little individual pack or something to try. But literally, I feel like at $3.99, I got ripped off. It is what it is. I took the chance with this, but like I said, the quality, garbage on that. Sorry, I can't get behind that. Love Lady Gaga, definitely. And obviously, it's just a joint venture with her marketing name and all her team for Oreo for what it is. But you know what? I'll gladly stick to the double stuff right there. I think that's the better way to go. Easy recommendation. So sorry guys, it is what it is, but hey, 1 out of 2 ain't bad, right? I mean, that's not a bad average. Hopefully, you know, you guys are getting some value of what you've just seen right now. And if you've tried this, Gaga is a nana from Chris. That's awesome. Sell them on eBay. Lady Gaga's watching you. I'm in trouble. I hope not. Like I said, God bless her. Oh yeah, on a scale, so you're giving it a 0. I'm gonna give it a 1. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10, and the only reason is because I like the packaging, I like the marketing, it got me to get it naturally. So I'll give a point just for that. But if you want to assume this one is a 0, you might as well, because I'm not buying that again. I wouldn't recommend that you do it. Like I said, if you see it like as a sample in a liquor store for like 80 cents, $1, if you want to get like a little row, whatever they sell, don't buy a full pack of that. That is just test it first. But that's just straight trash. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, it is what it is. All right, so last couple of things here as we begin to round it out. Wow, it's already up on the hour already, guys. This is crazy how much time goes. I love you guys immensely, and I can't wait to go back and watch some of these comments here. Joel says, put it in the neighbor's mailbox. I don't want to do that to them. Yes, Critical, you hate that type of frosting. It's very heavy birthday cake type of frosting. It's like the fakest type of thing you can taste, but it tasted a little bit old to me. And this is like when I went to get these, they had a full-on display with the Java chip, with the hazelnut, the gluten-free. I mean, it was like a freaking Oreo cavalcade of goodness getting ready for, you know, Super Bowl weekend. But man, that is a real letdown. I was thinking it was going to be just a fake version of an Oreo, just colored differently, and that's pretty much it. But man, that is, I'm sorry. I mean, nothing against what it is. It's just I got to give you my opinion of it as I get it. So yes, a rock solid 0 out of 10 from JJ. You already know what it is right there. DCM says he loves trash. Anything dirty or dingy or dusty. Anything Oreo or Lady Gaga is rusty. Yes, I love trash. That's awesome. DCM, that is awesome. That is one of the comments right there. From one of the awesome peeps in the community. You already know what it is. JJ, is this your lowest review score? Well, I've done a 0 or I think a 0 or 1 in the past. I think it was like a bacon soda or something way back in the day, very early on in my YouTube journey. But you know, something has to really be garbage for me to rate it as such. I mean, chances are, like I always say, if it's at least a 5 and above or average at best, you know, unless it's made incorrectly or the quality of the ingredients aren't good, it's not going to get anything lower than like a 5 or 6, you know, because it's generally okay. Like when I go to review stuff, if you see my reviews, it's typically a protein, a sauce, a carb, and a marketing plan to go with it. And it could be any type of thing, a pizza, a burger, chicken sandwich. You're technically going to like some of it. But to see that is just, yeah, I'm sorry. My experience just wasn't a good one. I don't know. You already know what it is. Roland Mendoza, Ian is professionally trashing on Lady Gaga Oreos. Hey, I gotta preface it by letting you guys know I'm not doing things just for the sake of quote unquote views or clout chasing or anything like that. I'm not about that at all. I just try to give you what I like, and if I'm liking something, you're gonna hear it. You know, it is what it is. But no bueno on that. Definitely no bueno. Chris C, thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. Fakest Oreo ever. I agree with that, Roland. I do. This was not a good experience with that. But I'm glad we started with the gluten and went from there. Paul, am I going to get the S21 Ultra? No, I've got the S20 and I love it. And it gets more than enough done for me right now. I have my expandable memory on that one. I have 12 gigs of RAM. And that thing just rocks. I mean, 5G on top of it, and it's just an awesome device, and I love it. So I'm gonna skip this generation and then go for the next one for sure. I already know, you know, I'm thinking about one of the foldables at some point. I figure the 3rd generation should be a lot of fun. But my S20, I'm just gonna be rocking with it for another year, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Quality is amazing. I love filming my content with it as well. It's just always a blast to do. E. Ricard, Ian chose his side, the wrong side. Larry Nguyen, in and out for dinner tonight. No, I've got too much to do right now to go out. But I am definitely going to be doing my my due here at home there and finding something. And E, I saw the message. No worries. You already know. It's all good. You already know. Let's see. Last couple of things here before we call it a night. Annette, have I ever owned an iPhone? No, and I will never own an iPhone. And I'm telling you that wholeheartedly. Just like I tell you, unless once I hit maybe 100,000 subscribers, I'll consider doing Subway. I know Drew wants to see that. My previous working life, that's all that I ate, and I've sworn off Subway. When I started my channel, and I just don't want to do anything Subway, nothing there. But I've never owned an iPhone. GingerFit says iPhone is trash. I would have to agree with that. My Android device, I love Android. There's just so much more that it's able to do, and you know, I just love it. I love it. The Galaxy line, especially from Samsung, I've been a fan. I've had Galaxies pretty much my whole Android existence, really. Previous working life, working for a wireless carrier, I was always testing products, but Samsung has always been my Galaxy 2, my 3, my 4, my 7, and naturally went into the Note, and then naturally with this Galaxy S9 Plus, and then now the S20. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's see. Last couple of things. Subway. We want Subway from Annette Cervantes. We'll have to see. That'll be something to look forward to. If you guys can help me get up that subscriber base to that point and get those grassroots going there, I'll do something in that regard. But I can't bring myself to do it, Annette. You know I love you, though. You know I love you. I appreciate that. Let's see, Armando, next month will be your 1-year anniversary for the whole, and everything has changed and locked them before spring. Yes, you know, we got to keep it forward, keep it going. You know, once we all get what we need to here, once our states get on the ball and get the people what they need. And I'm staying away from certain buzzwords because I don't want to trigger anything here on YouTube. I don't want to say those things, but yeah, definitely looking forward to eventually getting back to normal when we can. That is for sure. So guys, last couple of things here again. I wanted to thank you guys for being here as always. And just to remind you guys, of course, all the stuff that's out right now. We have the original Tommy's chili cheese fries. We have the extra long ultimate cheesesteak, which was anything but. The Pizza Hut Detroit style pizza, that was filmed the day after I filmed the initial Detroit style pizza. I wanted to kind of let that marinate a bit there. I had a feeling I was going to come back and try another one because you guys know I'm a fan of sausage anyway on pizza. So I definitely wanted to go back to give that a go. That was a blast to put together as well. I love those videos. The Church's chicken, the Texas tenders, and shrimp, which you guys may have noticed, they stiffed me on the fries. And I never mentioned it throughout the video. So I was tripping out. I'm like, okay, you know, it's not a bad deal for what it is, but this seems like there's something missing here. So yeah, there was no fries supposedly on that. And that's that was a boo-boo on my part there. But hopefully now that I've just brought it out into the universe, you guys may be looking for it if you haven't seen it. Some people may be commenting already there. I have to catch up on a bunch of different things to say hello to you guys on the comments. It's been very busy these last couple of days, if not this past week, especially with me being under the weather as well. So look for some responses very soon, just so you guys know. The trips, the Pizza Hut Detroit style pizza look good. Yes, I'm telling you, that thing was destroyed, like literally in like 2-3 days. I got to tell you, it was amazing. Same situation with the other as well. So I've been actually doing a lot to kind of, you know, exercise a little bit more intensely as I'm doing my thing because it was so delicious. But that was some good times, definitely good times on that there for sure. But I'm glad you like that as well. I love that footage. I love the footage in that. It is so delicious. Victor, Ian, you are a great person. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. What you see is what you get. This is how I am. I don't know how else to be. It's how I am in my videos. It's how I am here. You guys see me, you know, as we're going. This is what it's all about. Just having a good time with you guys. DCM, Burger King foot lettuce. That's legendary online. Good times. Well, guys, I hope you enjoy the Super Bowl weekend ahead. Naturally, the new piece of content I'll be putting out tomorrow is something I've wanted to do for a little bit, and I hope you enjoy that as well. That's pretty much all finished there. We have a couple of different things that are almost finished on my MacBook, and we'll have those up for you on the channel there. Looking forward to all the other good stuff coming in. There's a lot that's going to be coming out in February, some fun stuff, some stuff that's expected from the big guys, and it should be a lot of fun for you guys to see for sure. But naturally, Domino's Pizza, Chicken Taco Pizza, Armando, you already know. Good times, definitely good times in there for sure. Definitely good times with that one. Domino's knows how to make a really good pan pizza too, by the way. One of my favorite reviews is that Philly cheesesteak pizza that I did on the channel, and it's just some delicious stuff. Their pan is pretty bomb. And I think Poppy from Poppy Eats, I think he was saying for his cheat days, he likes to get Domino's pan pizza. That's another cool cat actually on YouTube as well. You need to be taking a look. I usually podcast Poppy Eats when I'm driving, and I like listening to what he has to say and just the swag of the way that he's saying what he's saying, and you know, just the rawness of some of those things. But he's down with the pan pizza, I believe, from them as well. So let's see, last couple of things before we round it out. Let's see, Steve C says, take my snow, please. Annette, thanks so much for jumping on. We'll see you next Friday as well. I appreciate you guys being here. Colorado Springs, Colorado from Emily. You already know it's definitely chilly over there. They should have released those Lady Gaga Oreos on April 1st. Yes, but because the joke would have been on us. That is for sure. I hate to say it, but it was absolutely garbage. Wow, that is just so bad. So bad. And that we love Poppy. Yes, he's a good dude. He is definitely a good dude doing his thing. Well, shout outs to all of you guys, and also to the sponsors of the stream this week. All of you guys are super generous, guys. I can't tell you enough. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are down below in the show notes, of course. We have E. Ricard up above from Streamlabs, along with a Phantom Marshall, 2 of them, and a Phantom Eliz next, ironically. That's not E. Ricard right over here scrolling, by the way. That's just one of the samples in there too. But I thank you guys greatly, to everyone here putting it down. We have an amazing group of people here in the chat. Very awesome community as well, and I appreciate you guys doing the do as well. Don't forget peace. Yes, I know. Peace, we out. Joel, you already know. We'll have to work on that ending, the new ending outro that's in there as well. And to all my amazing mods here on the channel, we've had a relatively light night, knock on wood, we're here at the end, but I appreciate you guys doing the do. And again, if you don't have any haters on your channel, you have not arrived. So if you've got people that are commenting to some degree, to some way, shape, or form to try and bring you down, those are the best ones. Those are your biggest fans, believe it or not, on top of all the amazing people who are, I know who my biggest fans are. You guys are here right now as well. But again, it's not so much fans, it's familia, as I always say. So speaking of familia, to Mr. Jimmy, if you're watching in the background, I know you're busy. Shout outs to you and May and all the family over there. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Steve C, is steak flavored like her? Steak flavored? What does that even mean? If you make it correctly, it is. Larry Nguyen, are you playing the Powerball for 20 million? I haven't played Powerball in a long time, with the exception of God, what was it? Was it the Powerball that did it? Was like $1 billion or something like that? I think that was Powerball. I think that was Powerball. We did that actually. That's probably the last time that I did actually do that. To take that back, was that. Obviously, I think a lot of people, you know, decided to put in $1 or $2. I think it's $2 now, for sure. So with that, let's see here. LV Savage Gaming, what are we reviewing tonight? Well, if you're watching this on the replay, you already know, but take a look. You may want to scroll back onto the stream here just a little bit here. We took a look at some Oreos, some different flavored Oreos. One was definitely an awesome recommend. One was straight garbage, and we're going to leave it at that. So last couple of things here. Again, I know I've said that 5 times. Ben, do you think Taco Bell makes the best breakfast burrito in America? No, it's a local spot somewhere where you live personally that does the very best job. But when it comes to fast food, they're all right. They're definitely all right. Kyle Broussard, take care. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for jumping on. Great to be on here with you guys as well. Let me jump back on over and we'll wrap it up. I'll try and stay here in the chat for as long as the stream will allow me to. And just so you guys know, this stream will be live on Super Bowl Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you guys will be able to relive the moments. I'll be able to go back and watch the what you guys were chatting about, what you guys were thinking about everything here on the stream tonight, what you guys thought of the Oreos. I'm very curious to see what was going on while I was talking about the Lady Gaga situation with that as well. But I appreciate you guys being here right now. And again, thank you so much for your love and support and just being part of the community and taking an interest and just enjoying the content. I love putting this stuff out for you guys. I love putting it together for you guys. And I have a lot of blast interacting with you guys here on the stream because it makes it so much easier, considering, like I always say, with all the chatting and stuff that goes on in my comments feeds for, you know, my videos and things like that as well. I love being able to talk to you directly and interact with most of you guys here on the chat as much as I can. So with that, let me jump on over here one more time. Let's see. Chris M, you meant to say straight garbage. I'll see you on my way out. That's awesome right there. We appreciate you. Thank you, E. I appreciate that. You already know what it is. Much love and happiness to each and every one of you guys. And again, whoever you're voting for this Sunday, whatever you do, just zone out from whatever's going on in your world right now. Hopefully I was able to do that for at least an hour plus for you tonight. But naturally, just have a blast on Super Bowl Sunday. Eat lots of good food. Just to go easy and try not to think too much about the next day. Just keep focusing on everything that you can control. And we'll get through everything as we're going. Guys, we're well over a year in now with everything that's been going on. And as crazy as things may seem, we have to keep continuing to move forward. That's the best way to do it there. So control what you can control. It's 80% what happens to you. It's 20% what happens to you, 80% how you respond to it. So remember that. That's probably the best thing I'm going to be able to tell you right now. And hopefully it's not too preachy, but 80% right there in effect, guys. 20% what happens to you, 80% how you respond to it there. So we'll get through it one thing at one time, one day at a time, one stream at a time, and I will see you guys soon on the very next the next stream here. So all right, with that, I am out. Let me jump on over here real quick again. And again, I'm going to try and stay in the chat as long as I can. But guys, thanks so much for jumping on. Officially, this is ENK closing out the pre-Super Bowl Eve live stream. I can't believe it's already February 5th right now, a whole new month into 2021. Let's just keep it going. Like I always say, I've got brand new content every single week here on my channel, so stay tuned for the next review coming real soon. In the meantime, stay frosty. And again, straight trash. Okay, that's all I have to say. And for Joel Nepper right now, peace. I'm out. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay safe, and I will definitely talk to you soon. Jump on over to all the amazing channels that you've heard me mention throughout the stream tonight. Shout outs again. I love you 3000 and Trav Tries if you're still watching. You already know what it is. Drew's Food Reviews, E Ricard, Jackie Hero Food Reviews, all of my amazing mods. Critical Eats Japan, you already know. 80/20 is almost the perfect burger patty. I agree with you, Paul. I agree with you completely. Guys, I love you very much. Enjoy the video tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Let me know what you guys think in those comments. I love checking them out. Joel Nepper, thanks again to all of you guys, all you super chatters, and all of you guys here for the special sponsors of the channel. Thank you so much greatly again. You guys are highlighted down below as always. So shout out to each and every one of you. Have a very safe weekend, and I will definitely talk to you soon. And now, for real, Joel, we out. Peace.